This is the KAT KTMP. I have a part of the entire rig. So if you're looking for a practice pad, you can see the size of this, and it fits on just a snare drum stand. Actually, this is a practice pad stand that I bought. It was like a $30 stand. So the unit cost about $100. There are inputs for pedals. So you could put in either piano style pedals or temporary switch pedals to control bass drum and hi-hat. I don't feel like doing that right now, but so far it's a neat little gadget. I have Latin percussion tuned to it. It's velocity sensitive, and you can adjust the sensitivity through these selections. It's actually, and it can be as well hand triggered. So for the practicing musician or the traveling musician, this is not a little bad thing to have with you. Even if you turn it off, it works as an excellent practice pad. It's the same material as most practice pad material. I'm happy with it. A friend of mine is a drummer. He had sold his drum set, and he was asking, he was just like, I'm looking at electronic drums and full sets, but he's living in a small apartment. And I said, there's no reason. You get one or two of these and a pair of pedals and you're good to go. Literally, you could build out a drum set, but I like the percussion set. So to select, and you could tune each. Which is pretty cool. And you can change the reverb gate and all that and the sensitivity. But let's assign different drums here. See, that's good. You could do a set of 2 or 3 timpanis. Just by adjusting the tuning. I've been trying to figure out how to MIDI this thing. The MIDI is not really the best, but I think it tracks on channel 10. little Herbie Hancock. That's interesting. If you plug the pedal in and you have a hi-hat set, you can open and close the hi-hat. And there's two hi-hats. Bass drum, bass drum, snare, snare, but I like this snare. Anyway, it actually not a bad addition to the setup. And I used to play drums when I was a kid, so it's pretty good getting back into it. So if I record something with, if you're tapping away on keyboards to trigger your drum sounds, you realize how forced it sounds, and it doesn't really flow. So if you have minimal chops, you can always embellish. So if you're overdubbing, whether you're going to do it through MIDI or you're going to do it through a recording workstation, I think this is a better alternative. The other thing is gigging. And a friend of mine was talking about, hey, I don't want to lug a set of congas around. But here you go. I mean, as long as you set up or maintain some kind of semblance of setup when you're playing. Let's say if you're a Latin percussion player or you're playing mostly percussion, this is a really cool pad to have because you can play it, you can hand drum it. There's timbales on it, congas, bongos, tabla drums. Surprisingly, I'm very happy with this. I've tried the Ulysses, not the 4-pad one, but there was an 8-pad or a 6-pad. No, it was 8-pad Ulysses, and the triggers were not very responsive. KAT seems to have pretty good response time. Anyway, I look forward to who knows, when this COVID nonsense is over, we go back to having people come over to do the jam. I can invite some drummers over. So if you're going to do an acoustic jam and you got a drummer who wants to just sit in, you get a little amp and you're good to go. But again, this is a good little device. That's it.